As it stands in this venue on this day, it is not take what you make, so the table is still open until the incoming player makes a ball after the break, and that will be his suit. I made a stripe on the break, but I don't have to take the stripes. But in this case, I kind of like how they're set up. We have an open pocket for every single shot and 2 pockets for the 8 ball. The only problem is this 12 ball. Now, the fact that it's your only problem should automatically tell you it's time to attack right from the first shot if you can, but this game is going to be all about attacking this cluster. If you can break this 12 ball loose and have a pocket for it without screwing up any of the rest of the run out, you should be able to get down and win this game. And inexperienced players make one of their biggest mistakes by immediately going conservative and playing not to lose and just leaving this cluster for their opponent to figure out. Against a good player, it's a surefire way to lose. You have to be aggressive, especially with 8 ball. And then if your plan to free up this 12 ball doesn't work, then you might want to consider playing safe before you get back to the 12 ball. Watch the greatest players in the world playing 8 ball, and it's very, very rare to see him play a safety. In fact, in that Kansas City Open 8 ball tournament, I only saw one safety being played by John Hennessy. You have to take your fate in your own hand and write your own destiny. Never leave it up to your opponent to decide your fate. Now, being aggressive doesn't mean being an idiot and just cutting the cue ball loose. The last thing you want to do on a pool table is let the cue ball loose, because now you're just tossing a coin. You're gambling. You're peeing in the wind, and you're just hoping for luck. And just cutting the cue ball loose and slamming into this cluster is really, really not wise. You really want to look at it, decide exactly where you want to hit it, and figure out where all the balls are going, especially the cue ball. Because if it doesn't work out, something gets tied back up, you still want to stay in control of the table, so you're going to need another shot. So you want to give yourself some insurance that you're going to have another shot. Now, at first I considered shooting another stripe into the cluster, probably the 15 ball, but that's just going to wind up sitting in your chair because the 12 ball is not dead, and there's no place on either one of these solids that you can make the combination on the 12. So that's out, and now I'm considering my other options, and I decide after studying it for a little bit longer to just leave the 12 ball out of the breakout altogether and just hit the 6 ball, and that should knock the 3 ball out of the way, and it should send the 6 a little bit further up table. As for the cue ball, and the most important aspect in all of this is it should wind up right under the 15, giving me plenty of options for my next shot. And you've probably been around long enough to see people just slamming into this and hoping for the best, but don't do that. All you have to do is barely hit it to get the job done and free up the 12 for this left-hand corner pocket. So right out of the gate in the first shot after the break, I'm shooting this 9 to get this job done, and I have to spin the cue ball with just center left-hand English to come off the second round at the right angle and just barely hit the 6 ball. And as I mentioned, the cue ball should wind up right about here, the 3 ball should wind up right about here, and the 6 ball should wind up right about here to tie up the 5 ball. And this is what I should be left, a perfect easy run out. That's what you want. You want to open the doors and give yourself a chance to win. But there was a miscalculation on the 3 ball, and it came up a little bit short of its goal, and it kind of tied up the bottom left-hand corner, leaving only one pocket. We could actually shoot the 8 in the right-hand side, but that's going to be a hard way to do things. So it blocked the left-hand bottom pocket, but we still have the right-hand corner pocket to proceed on this run out, so I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to get on the left-hand side of the 8 ball so I can shoot it in the bottom right-hand corner. And before we go on to watch the video footage, there were 2 quick mishaps here, and in an effort to get this 12 ball completely out of my life and done with, I get myself a little bit, just barely snookered behind the 3 ball and unable to make the 12 from that position, so I have to change the run out plan. And the only other issue worth mentioning was the key ball turned into the 12 ball, and I have a choice here to go into the cluster and use that solid cluster to get right on the 8 ball and have an easier shot, or do I just not even worry about that and not push my luck and take the hard shot on the 8 ball? And doing a quick math in my head, I'm figuring I have about a 30% chance of screwing up if I go into this cluster and winding up terrible and losing the game. And I have about an 85 to 95% chance of actually making a hard shot on the 8 ball. And I can't tell you what to do here because there's millions of people watching this video, or there will be by the time I'm done. And each one plays at a different level and is a different level of shot maker and position player. So you're going to have to do the own calculation in your head whether you want to take the chance to get perfect on the 8 ball or just be safe and take the hard shot on the 8 ball.